LEE greater than U.S. Code greater than Title 47 greater than Chapter 5 greater than Subchapter 2 greater than Part 1 greater than Section 220. Quick search by citation. Title. Enter title. Section. Section. Go. 47 U.S. Code Section 220 Accounts, Records, and Memoranda. Forms. 1. The Commission may, in its discretion, prescribe the forms of any and all accounts, records, and memoranda to be kept by carriers subject to this chapter, including the accounts, records, and memoranda of the movement of traffic, as well as of the receipts and expenditures of monies. 2. The Commission shall, by rule, prescribe a uniform system of accounts for use by telephone companies. Such uniform system shall require that each common carrier shall maintain a system of accounting methods, procedures, and techniques including accounts and supporting records and memoranda, which shall ensure a proper allocation of all costs to and among telecommunications services, facilities, and products and to and among U.S. Code notes. Classes of such services, facilities, and products which are developed, manufactured, or offered by such common carrier. B. Depreciation charges the Commission may prescribe, for such carriers as it determines to be appropriate, the classes of property for which depreciation charges may be properly included under operating expenses, and the percentages of depreciation which shall be charged with respect to each of such classes of property, classifying the carriers as it may deem proper for this purpose. The Commission may, when it deems necessary, modify the classes and percentages so prescribed. Such carriers shall not, after the Commission has prescribed the classes of property for which depreciation charges may be included, charge to operating expenses any depreciation charges on classes of property other than those prescribed by the Commission, or, after the Commission has prescribed percentages of depreciation, charge with respect to any class of property a percentage of depreciation other than that prescribed therefore by the Commission. No such carrier shall in any case include in any form under its operating or other expenses any depreciation or other charge or expenditure included elsewhere as a depreciation charge or otherwise under its operating or other expenses. C. Access to information. Burden of proof. Use of independent auditors. The Commission shall at all times have access to and the right of inspection and examination of all accounts, records, and memoranda, including all documents, papers, and correspondence now or hereafter existing, and kept or required to be kept by such carriers, and the provisions of this section respecting the preservation and destruction of books, papers, and documents shall apply thereto. The burden of proof to justify every accounting entry questioned by the Commission shall be on the person making, authorizing, or requiring such entry, and the Commission may suspend a charge or credit pending submission of proof by such person. Any provision of law prohibiting the disclosure of the contents of messages or communications shall not be deemed to prohibit the disclosure of any matter in accordance with the provisions of this section. The Commission may obtain the services of any person licensed to provide public accounting services under the law of any state to assist with, or conduct, audits under this section. While so employed or engaged in conducting an audit for the Commission under this section, any such person shall have the powers granted the Commission under this subsection and shall be subject to subsection F in the same manner as if that person were an employee of the Commission. D. Penalty for failure to comply. In case of failure or refusal on the part of any such carrier to keep such accounts, records, and memoranda on the books and in the manner prescribed by the Commission, or to submit such accounts, records, memoranda, documents, papers, and correspondence as are kept to the inspection of the Commission or any of its authorized agents, such carrier shall forfeit to the United States the sum of $6,000 for each day of the continuance of each such offense. E. False entry. Destruction. Penalty. Any person who shall willfully make any false entry in the accounts of any book of accounts or in any record or memoranda kept by any such carrier, or who shall willfully destroy, mutilate, alter, or by any other means or device falsify any such account, record, or memoranda, or who shall willfully neglect or fail to make full, true, and correct entries in such accounts, records, or memoranda of all facts and transactions appertaining to the business of the carrier, shall be deemed guilty of a misdemeanor, and shall be subject, upon conviction, to a fine of not less than $1,000 nor more than $5,000 or imprisonment for a term of not less than 1 year nor more than 3 years, or both such fine and imprisonment, provided that the Commission may in its discretion issue orders specifying such operating, accounting, or financial papers, records, books, blanks, or documents which may, after a reasonable time, be destroyed, and prescribing the length of time such books, papers, or documents shall be preserved. F. Confidentiality of informat ion. No member, officer, or employee of the Commission shall divulge any fact or information which may come to his knowledge during the course of examination of books or other accounts, as hereinbefore provided, except insofar as he may be directed by the Commission or by a court. G. Use of other forms. Alt. ions in prescribed forms. After the Commission has prescribed the forms and manner of keeping of accounts, records, and memoranda to be kept by any person as herein provided, it shall be unlawful for such person to keep any other accounts, records, or memoranda than those so prescribed or such as may be approved by the Commission, or to keep the accounts in any other manner than that prescribed or approved by the Commission. Notice of alterations by the Commission in the required manner or form of keeping accounts shall be given to such persons by the Commission at least 6 months before the same are to take effect. H. Exempt ion. Reg. Ulat ion by Stat. Commission. The Commission may classify carriers subject to this chapter and prescribe different requirements under this section for different classes of carriers, and may, if it deems such action consistent with the public interest, accept the carriers of any particular class or classes in any state from any of the requirements under this section in cases where such carriers are subject to State Commission regulation with respect to matters to which this section relates. I. Consultat ion with Stat. Commissions. The Commission, before prescribing any requirements as to accounts, records, or memoranda, shall notify each State Commission having jurisdiction with respect to any carrier involved, and shall give reasonable opportunity to each such commission to present its views, and shall receive and consider such views and recommendations. J. Report to Congress on need for further legislation. The Commission shall investigate and report to Congress as to the need for legislation to define further or harmonize the powers of the Commission and of State Commissions with respect to matters to which this section relates. June 19, 1934, ch. 652, Title II, Section 220, 48 Stat. 1078, Pub. L101239, Title III, Section 3002 F. Dec. 19, 1989, 103 Stat. 2131, Pub. L103414, Title III, Sections 303, 7, 8, 304, 5 October 25, 1994, 108 Stat. 4294, 4296, Pub. L104104, Title IV, Section 403, D.E. Feb. 8, 1996, 110 Stat. 130.